Hi there, I'm Andrea Welling. Welcome to part 2. It starts with some aha moments and then moves toward best practices for connection. I hope you really enjoy this recording. And you can check me out at andreawelling.ca. Have a great day. So a little bit of a side note, this is about aha moments. So sometimes when we're trying to break through something, break through being, say, stuck, or in this case, the theme of this presentation really is around isolation and mental health. We need that aha moment, and I imagine all of us have had those because all of you seem to be very tapped into awareness. And according to neuroscience, the way this happens is these moments, these aha moments, are when the brain shows a sudden burst of gamma band activity, especially the right temporal lobe. This is the brain integrating information in a new way before a conscious aha. While these aha moments feel sudden, they are the result of a buildup of hidden processes in the brain. When wrestling with a problem, the brain gathers information, explores possibilities, and builds mental connections, even if it feels like you're stuck. A key step in the process is to step away, take a walk, sleep, or the shower is one of my favorite. Or do something unrelated. This lets the subconscious keep working and it free of the noise of forced thinking. The brain tries out different patterns and associations that didn't seem related before. Then there's a sudden flash, and then you get to your aha moment, often with a burst of emotion and clarity, and it can sometimes help you break through to where you felt lost and foggy before. So I wanted to just suggest a couple of aha moments that came to me as I became an empathetic leader, and how I ensured that we went from these just sort of transactional relationships or tiny bits of connection into something that was what I would call a deeper bonding. And I imagine some of you have felt a deeper sense of bonding the last couple of days. And it's what we all crave as humans. It's something AI can't give us. So the one thing that I really did was when we had our hybrid model and we were coming together in person, people would say, well, I'm not working. I said, no, you keep the morning to socialize. Really? Just to socialize? Like, it's not just. We need that. We needed to socialize. And so I had to say this for months. I had to say, block your morning off. Block your schedule off. Block the whole morning off. Come in the office. Come get a coffee. We just socialize. There's no agenda. There's nothing that we needed to get done. We need to feel close to each other. We need to feel that bond. My one-to-ones, those were hard set in my calendar. I rarely moved them. And they were always an hour. I know this sounds like a lot. Some of you might have bigger teams. Not everyone can do that. But I made sure that it was a whole person approach. It wasn't just oh, hey, how's it going? Great, you're done, you're good. Okay, let's go. And I also, in our organization, I said to the leadership, not everyone's doing these kind of one-to-ones. And I insisted because I had another leader come to me and say, my leader's not giving me a one-on-one at all. And I was like, oh my God, how can we survive remotely without a decent one-on-one? So I'm a big proponent. Building psychological safety online, again, I think most of you probably understand this concept, but if we don't feel safe speaking up, and unfortunately in the few workplaces I've had, I started to feel unsafe because, as you can tell, I'm fairly outspoken and I like to speak my mind, and if something doesn't make sense, I like to say that it doesn't make sense. But when I started feeling like I was getting in the way of something, of the script, I started to feel unsafe. And so that's what we don't want to do. And I think something about my own leadership as an empathetic leader that I was really proud to hone was creating a lot of psychological safety and not micromanaging people, deleting people, putting them on the spot, all these sort of negative things. So I know I'm preaching to those of you that know all this already. But also creating some rituals, some socializing together. And then the final one is watching the edges. So I would really watch new team members because sometimes they would feel the most lost. And so I remember one time we were out at a lunch, everyone's leaving, I'm about to leave, and I noticed she was kind of hanging back. And I'm like, oh. I went to her and she was like, okay, well, I'll wait for you, and then we'll catch up. And so we really need to watch people that are new to our organizations, that are new to leadership, and maybe don't feel like they fit in, especially if we're in a really diverse organization. just want to go back to my model, and I'm just about finished with my talk, and we're almost there, everybody. But just I want to see why this sequence is so important. So if we're not aware, we start to take action. I think a lot of you know that sometimes the action then, if it doesn't fit, people can become more cynical. And I saw this happen in a couple of my different organizations. If we don't make connection first, that bonding first, people can believe that nothing really good is cynicism can develop. And then an accountability plan. So how do we make sure we keep connecting regularly, that it isn't kind of a one-off, it just happens when somebody's in a good mood. And then the actualization part, and it doesn't always happen, but I have to say I have had 2 teams in 2 different organizations where, you know, the magic happens. It just flows. You know, people know their role, they bring their whole self, you celebrate, you come together, there's creativity, there's excitement, and we create more than we could ever create by ourselves. And so trying to reach this actualization, I think, is a worthy goal. Whether we do it or not, it's really hard to say. But it's something that I've been proud to work toward, and I think we deserve our people to work toward it as leaders. So just if you want to reach out, this is my email address. I'd love to chat with you. I'm into collaboration and joint projects. If you want to do something together, that would be a lot of fun. And I'm really excited to be able to say congratulations, everyone. We did it, and so nice to be here in Toronto with you all. And it's a wrap.
Thank you, Andrea. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the close of this impressive conference. I want to extend on behalf of Leo, my gratitude to each of you for your participation, enthusiasm,
I received that.
and valuable contributions. We have witnessed incredible insights.
That one was too big.